Tim Cowlishaw, he's the star of Around the Horn and Dallas Morning News columnist, and he joins us on the program. Good morning, Tim. How are you?
I'm just getting my radio makeup on. I'm ready to go.
How do you
How
look?
are you?
How's your hair?
Good.
Yeah?
Hair's a little. I've got radio hair right now for sure.
Ooh.
We'll have to work on that.
You have some of the great hair on TV. You really do.
It's not bad. I'll be honest. For age and it's not Brandel Chambly hair, but it's pretty good hair.
All right. The reason why I wanted to have you on is the Dak Prescott situation and the report yesterday that the Cowboys could be looking at paying him $30 million a year. If he was on the open market, what would Dak Prescott be worth, in your opinion?
And see, that's a great question, and I think the answer is less than that. That would be what the Cowboys, if they really had the, we'll say, courage to let him test the open market, they could find out. And but they never handled Romo that way. They always paid or overpaid him before they needed to. And at least from what Jerry Jones says, they seem fine doing it with Dak. But to answer your question, I mean, I don't think there would be somebody out there. There surely are teams that like him. But I don't think he's the kind of guy you would say, man, if we had him, he would take our team to a new level. I think you see him as a guy who, when he has good people around him, he's kind of got a winner's mentality and is a great leader. And he'll run for a first down when he can't throw for one, like against Seattle. But I don't think $30 million would be the number.
And Jerry's going to do this, you think?
I think they're in good enough cap position to do it right now, but at some point, when you're paying DeMarcus Lawrence that money, and you have the highest paid offensive line in football, and Zeke is going to want his Todd Gurley contract plus a little bit, Amari Cooper's about to get paid. I mean, at some point, somebody's not going to get paid, but I don't think it's going to be Dak.
And I don't know what other what else could the Cowboys do? I mean, you're in a win now situation, and you can't get on that. Everybody wants to get on that rookie contract, that quarterback contract, and then try to build around them. You're not able to do that anymore with Dak and the other guys that you mentioned here. So I don't know if there's any other. If I'm Dak's agent, I'm like, hey, this is what we want, and I wouldn't budge.
Right. If I'm Dak's agent, I'm saying this guy has played for $500,000-$600,000 a year for 4 years, and it's time to get paid. And the big one where you get to $30 million isn't so much for me saying he deserves anything close to Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. Those are different, veteran, accomplished quarterbacks. But when Garoppolo's at 27.5 and Kirk Cousins is at 28, are those really more accomplished guys than Dak at this point?
Who would you rather have?
That's, I said the other day, I'm going to take Dak over Cousins. I'm going to take Garoppolo over Dak, although I've barely ever seen Garoppolo play.
It's because Garoppolo looks like he's a quarterback out of central casting.
He looks great, and he learned from Tom Brady.
Of course, all of those great quarterbacks who learned under Tom Brady. And where are those great quarterbacks here? But you're right.
Yeah, but the Cowboys tried one of those with Matt Castle a few years ago. That worked well.
Let me pose this. Let's say Dak and the Cowboys had the 13-3 season last year. Would this even be a story? Would this be wouldn't it seem like a foregone conclusion that, oh my God, you got to wrap him up, after that year?
Right. No, you're right. His best year was his rookie year.
Yeah.
Best record, 13-3, 4 interceptions that year, set Cowboys team records, for passes without an interception. Rarely sacked. I think he had 25 sacks that year. Had over 50 sacks last year.
Yeah.
More interceptions. 10-6 is the best they've gotten to. And, it looks at times shows deficiencies with some of his throws. Now, not all of his throws are bad. I mean, people exaggerate that a little bit. It's not like Matt Ryan never overthrows a deep receiver. But, his best year was 2 years ago. And that's the thing. Jerry talks about Dak's upside. And you wonder, well, he played 4 full years at Mississippi State. He's played 48 games plus playoffs here. How much better and how different do you really think he's going to look in the future? I don't think it's very much.
He's Tim Cowlishaw, Dallas Morning News, and Around the Horn regular contributor. And then you got Jason Garrett, once again, lame duck coach, right?
Right. He's been through that once before, and he won. And that's the year they beat whoever they beat, the Lions, and lost to the Packers in the playoffs. But see, last year and we talked about it on this show, he's got to get to the playoffs and win a game to get a new deal. Well, he got to the playoffs. They beat Seattle. They lost to the Rams.
He didn't get a new deal.
He's just going into the final year. So that apparently wasn't what they were looking for. And now all Jerry says, everybody knows we got to win more games. More appears to be getting to an NFC championship for the first time since 1995. Yeah,
I wonder if he can survive this one. If they don't get deep into the playoffs, I don't know. You know how Jerry is it's weird. It feels like he's spontaneous because he wants it now, but then he's been too patient with his head coaching situation. How do you explain that dichotomy?
I can't explain the Jason Garrett one because he's never been patient with any other coach.
Yeah, I know.
He wasn't even patient with Jimmy Johnson after winning 2 Super Bowls. And yet Jason Garrett is going into year 10.
Oh, my God.
And he's won 2 playoff games. But
I had the under with that. I did not have the over with Jason Garrett.
Oh, my God. Well, I know nobody thought, he's going to be close to double Jimmy Johnson in most games coached under Jerry Jones at the end of this year. And he's very, very comfortable with him, and he truly believes that he's a very smart coach. But he talks about, like, his growth, and one day this is going to pay off. Well, when? How many years? I mean, it took Doug Peterson, too. I mean, how many years did it take Jason Garrett to get to where you think he's going to go?
You want Around the Horn tonight?
I'm not. I'm technically on vacation this week. Only doing rare media appearances like this one. In fact, this will be the only one.
Nobody else has asked.
Nobody else has called. Todd has my number, and you guys were short on the show today. But if I have 45 seconds, I wanted to say something here.
Okay.
Before I bow out.
Okay.
I really appreciated you saying what you had to say about the pain you've dealt with and depression and all. And I know from personal experience how much people respond to that and how they think we all live. We're on TV. We live perfect dream boat lives. Nothing could ever be wrong. Tomorrow happens to be the 10th year of sobriety for me, the 10th anniversary.
Awesome.
And you had me on when the book came out a few years ago, and I still hear from people who, I read the book and it's helped me this and that, but I know what you said helped thousands of people, and I thought it was terrific that you did it. I hope you feel all right.
And thank you, Tim. I feel a whole lot better now, and since these chemo treatments the last couple of months, whole lot better. I mean, I'm shooting hoops. I'm on the golf simulator. I could never do that, the last couple of years here, at all.
That's great.
But it's weird. And people said, "Hey, we didn't know you were going through this," and I didn't know you were going through it. I was around you at events, but I never looked at you and said, Tim's got a problem, or
right.
I wouldn't have known that. We're good at disguising stuff if we want to.
Really good at keeping secrets.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're around an alcoholic, they're great at lying to you and deceiving you, and but I never knew that. And then when you came out, and I was like, wow, maybe I should have recognized that. I don't know. And I wouldn't have said anything, but I didn't realize it at the time.
It would have been hard. You shouldn't beat yourself up over that too much. Maybe a little. Maybe beat yourself up a little.
Well, you should beat yourself up a little bit because you could have said this on Around the Horn if you had won on Around the Horn and say, I'd like to give a little shout out to Dan Patrick.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because
Woody Page said he was going to do it. He just didn't win.
Well, yeah, you can usually count on that not happening.
And next week is way too late to pay tribute to me on Around the Horn.
Is that getting too late? I mean, you did 2 weeks ago, so you know what?
I mean, we've all moved on from it. Like, the Danettes are now making fun of me.
Well, I can see that, and I understand why, but we might still squeeze it on there. We'll find a way.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for taking time out from your not so busy day to join us on the program.
Going to Cabo tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a little better than rainy Dallas.
So. Are you bringing your girl?
My girl and my daughter and her best friend. So same place we went a year ago. A lot of laying by the pool and the beach and eating nachos and that sort of thing.
Nice. Send pictures.
Oh, I will.
Thank you, Tim. That's Tim Cowlishaw, Around the Horn.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.